Hello, and thank you for watching my video. Last month, or a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago actually, I set about the September Guild Wars 2 competition, and I wanted to have your suggestions for some of the storylines in Heart of Thorns. This actually ended on Saturday, but because I've been doing a bit of streaming, it has actually taken me a little while to actually come through and actually read all the items, and to give sort of scores and ratings, and to decide which one I like first and like best. So we've got a fair few entries, a lot more than the August competitions. That's thumbs up for that. Really good entries that we had all the way down here. But I'll start off with my third place entry, and I'll read it. It's from Sneaky Grizzly, and this one, because it was a really hilarious one. The final boss will be Lord Farron. Here's how. Lord Farron, after gaining the title of Swordmaster and defeating the Wyvern in Verdant Brink, see the beta weekend too, decides to stay in the jungle in order to put his new adventurous and heroic title to good use. Wearing nothing but his underwear, and with the help of the pack commander, Destiny's Edge and Destiny's Edge 2.0 and others, Swordmaster Farron confronts Mordramoth in the final stages of the story. At some point in the story, Farron finds a keg of Roundup. The pack decides to keep this weapon secret, believing it to be the perfect counter to Mordramoth's magic. This is how the pack destroys Mordramoth. You spam 1 to spread the Roundup. However, Farron at some point during the fight falls in love with a pacifist female husk sitting on the sidelines of the battlefield. As the pack commander, you are charged with getting rid of all the Mordrim, including Farron's protege. Once you kill her, Farron goes berserk and starts killing everything and everyone. At the end of this epic final encounter, Casimir is the one to deliver the finishing blow, using a llama finisher, obviously. And before she does this, she whispers to his ear, by the way, Farron, that underwear, so last year. So for me, that was hilarious. And I'm going to give him, I think it was 5 gold. 5 gold to Sneaky Grizzly. If you can, on this video, put down your in-game name so I can actually send that to you. The second prize goes to Instars, a regular on the competition. He's winning a lot of competitions, or getting gold from the competitions. The pack forces are surrounded by the large hordes of Mordrim. They fight valiantly, but they are overwhelmed by the Mordrim forces. Our heroes fall back to the nearest abandoned fortress. Many brave pack soldiers lost their lives that day, so that the others could survive. But the battle does not end there. The Mordrim have surrounded entire fortress, and it's just a matter of hours until they break in. Rox decides she must do something, and she decides to light the beacon outside of the fortress. She knows that the place is overwhelmed by the Mordrim and that going there could mean certain death to her. She climbs on the highest point of the fortress and glides down with her glider to the light beacon. She manages to light the beacon, but she gets surrounded by the Mordrim, and a champion Mordrim wolf is about to bite her head off when out of nowhere a mist portal appears, and through this portal comes the legendary hero Ritlock, aka the awesome Revenant Ritlock. He moves through the mist and shreds his fiery greatsword through the head of the Mordrim wolf. Rox's life is saved, but they still have to deal with an overwhelmingly large number of Mordrim. Ritlock uses his super amazing Revenant moves to defeat nearby Mordrim, and they run in the nearest cave. They enter the cave, and as they fight Mordrim, an earthquake starts and the cave entrance collapses and crashes. Many Mordrim. Ritlock and Rox are trapped together in this cave, so they have to venture deeper to find a way out. Meanwhile, Anitzel Hylax sees the light beacon and calls reinforcements. Our heroes in the fortress see their gate crushed, and they fight as hard as they can. Meanwhile, the reinforcements have arrived. Their combined forces of Itzel, Amieli, and packed forces. They fight Mordrim from both sides, and they manage to defeat them. After the great battle, heroes can't find the body of Rox, and there's still hope she might be alive. It's the start of a new epic quest. You have to find out what happened to Rox. So there we go. That's a good story. That's a possible one. And the number 1 prize. There are a few ones. Vish had a very, very good story. There are a few others as well. Lucha Nachmund has a really good story. But I went with Kind of File. Kind of File, you get the big prize of 10 gold. Instars, you're going to get 7 gold. Again, Instars, can you message me in-game? Not in-game. On the bottom of this video, put in your comments your in-game name. So Kind of File, same for you. Please put your in-game name in the comment section below, and I'll send you the 10 gold. After acknowledging their prowess with the ley lines, Ratissam's council decides to give Timey the credit she deserves and tasks her with a study of Mordrim's constitution and the possible effects of their technology on them. After hearing about Taimi's tasks, Zoja decides that Taimi's level of knowledge isn't high enough to accomplish the task. As she is learning a lot from Zoja, Taimi begins to show an interest in Snaf works, who was Zoja and Kudu's mentor, especially in his very last works on Elder Dragons, including Calcatoric and his champion Brill. After completing her task and eradicating Modromoth with the help of her friends and the pack commander, its corruption begins to fade little by little, and she's flawlessly completed her task. Taimi and her group was awarded with the 5 major Tyrian races recognition, and Taimi received the title of Elder Dragon's Great Researcher. Now in need of new things to research, she remembers the works of Snaf and convinces her friends and the pack commander to join her in search of information about Snaf's last opponent, Kralkatori, the decline of Ilona and the undead conqueror Palawa Joko. After convincing Queen Jenna and King Logan Thackeray, he became king after the death of Modromoth, to let them go through the door to the Crystal Desert in the Fields of Ruin, all the members of the party had to go back to their homes to prepare for their trip and regroup at the door to the Crystal Desert. When Ricklock heard of this trip, he advertised Rox that he wanted to join them, and was warmly welcomed by the young female Char. And then, the new Destiny's Edge head to the tomb of the primeval kings and the dragon's lair in Ilona. To be continued. So, some really good stories we had actually going here. Real good, ideas for the actual story arc of Heart of Thorns. And I'm hoping, there are a few other ones that I hope to come through, like Marjorie and Casimir wedding, or the most uprated one, all Silvari die and Silvari player characters are deleted. that could be hilarious. All Silvari go evil and we kill every player who's a Silvari. So some of these are really hilarious and just good, fun ideas. So there we go, guys. Thank you very much for entering my competition.